Hi there guys, just a update as promised on the Volt Pulse bike of mine. I can't remember off the top of the head the date I got it, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it in the video somewhere. I think it's something like about 4 months I've had it now, if I remember rightly. Yeah, so overall impressions, I'm really pleased with it. I'll go through sort of the positives and the very few negatives, just to make it easier. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's doing me well. I mean, I don't do a huge commute on it. I do about, excuse me, about 7 or 8 miles a day on it, which I know isn't compared to some people much at all. But it's been a good bike. For someone like me who doesn't or didn't bike or cycle much before, it's been good fun, good to use, and enjoyable. I must apologise as well straight away for the condition it's in. I rode it home last night in pretty rubbish conditions, quite late on, so I've just got it back out, and I'm planning to do this video and then give it a good wipe down and oil up and stuff like that. Yeah, so going around it, there's been nothing really to report. The only issue that went wrong with it was the bottom bracket, which, from what I know, is to do down here. I think it's in there. I'm not a pro, someone might be able to tell me in the comments. The bottom bracket did, to quote what the guys at the bike shop in Arnold said, go. And on its first check, which they do for all new bikes that they sell, they did see that it had gone, because I did say that it was making some strange sort of clicking noises when I was pedalling, which they looked into, and they said that had gone. So that was changed, all under warranty. It took about 3 days for the part to come from Volt, and then they fitted it in a matter of about an hour and a half. So that's great service from the guys at the bike shop, who are based in Derby and in Arnold. Yeah, that's the only thing that's gone wrong with it, but like I said, that was fixed, no charge to myself, and since then there's been none of that clicking or anything like that. It's been fine. I've done that. I did reset that, so I would estimate I've done about 200 miles on it, because that's the trip at the moment. Like I said, I did reset it, 11 hours, I've done way more than that, and then all the speed stuff. The computer, the screen's working fine. I did try and keep the cover on for as long as I could, but eventually it sort of got knackered, so I had to take that off, which was horrible, because I quite like a good screen protector. I might have to get one, just a bit of tape over it or something, but it's not exactly scratched badly. I don't know if you can see from any reflections. The backlight's working great on it. I've got the hang of everything. You just hold the plus button, that turns the backlight on and off. It's great for night riding. In the daytime you don't need it. Charge wise, I do charge it up every night, because the instructions that come with it, the manual, does suggest you do that. It says, don't worry about overcharging it, charge it up every time you get a chance. So in my garage where I store this, I have actually got a plug in there, so every night I just plug it into the output, which is in there, the socket, sorry. Lift that up. I'm not going to give you a run through of it, that's all on the other video, but yeah, the plug-in's there. Turn it on back there. So currently it's on 3 lights out of 4, even though the display says it's fully charged. But once you get going, that's when the display battery drops. So if you are using a lot of the assistance, that battery will drop down. Just basically to say, look, using a lot of power, don't expect the battery to last long. But yeah, trying to stick with the general overview of it. The positives, there's a lot of them. It goes really well. It's really nice and smooth. Everything works as it should for a bike of this price. It's been, like I say, a joy to ride. Everything is fine. I've not had to change any of the batteries in the lights yet, because they both run on standard batteries, not on the battery that powers the engine, or the motor, sorry. Yeah, it is good fun to drive. Negatives wise, I mean, these aren't negatives that should put you off this bike. I'll sort of start from the front back. These, like I said, don't see this as a reason, oh god, this bike's rubbish. It is not a rubbish bike, it's a great bike. These are just little things that I've noticed, and that if I could make a bike from scratch, little things I would change. First of all is the front suspension is very soft. Again, that's probably aimed at commuting. I mean, I don't go off-road, but sometimes it does bottom out on some of the little potholes that you can't avoid. We've all got them in all our towns around the country. It is very soft. I know that you can lock off the suspension by turning that. That basically then makes the no suspension, which then it just makes it too tough. So I wanted some suspension. There's only the front suspension. There's none at the rear. So if you are sat down over potholes, it's actually quite bumpy on the rear of the bike. Guest appearance from the dog. Yeah, so that's a little bit soft. I'd like it to be a little bit firmer, if anything. Next door would be the gears. I wish there was another gear, another top gear. That would be great, because when on my commute, there is a downhill section which you do get up to sort of top speed as such, and I think it's about 27 miles per hour, which is quite fast. I know that, I understand that, but your legs are going like crazy, and I don't mean you're pumping around really fast like crazy. Just because you're going downhill and the momentum you get, your legs are spinning like mad. So it would be nice to have perhaps one, maybe even two extra gears at the top end, just to keep you going. I mean, there are 8 gears, focus, and they are useful. But just like this, like I say, that extra one would be great. Anything else I can think of? I noticed that if you just want to use the bike without the motor power, so if I just put the light on again, if you put it into 0, which is no assistance whatsoever from the motor, it is really heavy. And I know it's a heavy bike. I think it's just short or just over 20 kilos with the battery attached. But it is really heavy and really hard work to pedal. I've not actually tried it with the battery switched off. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. I don't know if because the motor is on as such, it's providing a bit of resistance. So might have to give it a go without the whole thing switched on. But then obviously you lose the computer with your speed and stuff that you might want to know about. Yeah, it is hard work. I mean, the other day I did it by accident. I was trying to flick up through the different settings, 1, 2, 3, 4. I accidentally switched down and put it in 0, and it was like, whoa, the whole bike just sort of slowed right down. And I was just on flat level. I mean, I'm not, like I say, I'm not a cyclist. I wouldn't class myself as a cyclist. I'm not a strong person. I'm not a fit person particularly. But it was quite a big whoa. It was very, very noticeable. Little bits of wear. Like I say, I don't do a lot of cycling, but I've lost what? I think it's just one. Yeah, I've lost one of my reflectors, which is a bit annoying. I don't know how. I can only assume it's fallen out because the bracket it sits in isn't broken. I don't quite get how it's come out. I might have to see if I can find another one. It's a bit annoying, that is. The lock that comes with it is really useful. It's locked at the moment. But that is great, just as an extra bit of security. And a guy at my workplace said, "Blooming heck, mate, your bike's got more security than my motorbike." So, anyone that's thinking of nicking a bike, it will put them off. Just remember that the front wheel is quick release. So if you do get a lock system, get one like I've got, which I haven't got it with me because I leave it at work in the bike shed. It has got a D-bar which goes around the main frame, but it's also got one of those cables which I know isn't 100% secure, but it's a deterrent. I put it through the wheel and then through the D-bar, which it's worth noting that front wheel is quick release, which is great for putting it in the car, because when I have had to take it to the shop to get that repair done, I'd have to put it in the car, which is only a Civic hatchback, so it's not big. So it was useful to take that off. The saddle is also quick release. Hello, dog. You have to be in all the videos, don't you? If it's not my son, it's the dog. Yeah, I surprised myself by how much I use the rear. I don't know, call it parcel shelf. It's like a car, but I do use it for putting things on. It's very taut, but it is useful. You sort of look at it and go, "When would I use that?" And that's the first thing I thought when I looked at it. I always thought about taking it off, but it has come in use. It's been a good addition to the bike. But bar that, it's been a very good bike. Really enjoyable to ride. It's completely done what I set out to obtain by having this bike, which is I'm able to cycle to work whatever weather, because I have pretty much been in most weather. It's not a really hot day yet because we are in the UK, and I've had it since November, I think it is. But I've managed to get to work and not be a sweaty mess when I get there. It's been a good bike. So yeah, I can't think of much else to go through with you. Obviously, as with all my videos, if you've got any questions or anything like that, you can either message me or just drop a comment below, and I will answer them for you. I do fully recommend these bikes by Volt, and I fully recommend the bike shop, which, like I said, is based in Derby and in Arnold in Nottinghamshire. They're really great service from the guys, and yeah, that repair that was done, it was done in the matter of about an hour and a half. I was surprised how quick it was done. So yeah. So yeah, drop a subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment if you like, and I shall get back to any of the questions you've got, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.